because you do have free will, and and it didn't make me think that anything's going to change after this life, but it did make me say, hey, while I'm in it, remember that I've got freedom of choice and hold myself more responsible for my choices. I have learned and do believe in this relationship, responsibility and freedom, the responsibility of freedom and the freedom and responsibility. The choices we make today that compound assets in our future, you can tee yourself up for more green lights with the choices we make today. Meaning, if I don't lie, cheat, and steal, if I choose not to. Now, I think it's a very selfish act not to lie, cheat, and steal. When someone will go, wait a minute, it's a selfish act to lie, cheat, and steal because you get what you want right now. Yeah. Is that really selfish though? I don't think so, because if you do that for the rest of your life, everywhere you go, you got to look over your shoulder to make sure no one's there in the room that you lied, cheated, and stole from. So when you're looking over your shoulder, you're not spending your time, you're spending their time, and you're not present, so you're stressed. So you really wasn't a selfish act. You bought debits and yellow lights in your future, not the freedom of green lights. I'm trying to live a life where I don't leave crumbs and don't have to look over my shoulder.
We think it's further away than it is. And because we think it's so far away, Jay, we create patterns and behaviors in our life that perpetually keep it there.
Ooh.
And that's what we do in our life. But what if that's the great lie of life? And what if the truth is that you're one relationship away, one meeting away, one conversation, one podcast, one interview, one new thought, one new emotion, one new tactic or strategy away from completely changing the trajectory of your life. And everyone that you and I know that we both work with, that we're blessed to work with in our lives, the truth is it was one decision, one meeting, one extra rep, one more phone call, one thing they did that changed their trajectory.
Your business, your job, your career is nothing more than a vehicle for your growth and the life that you want to lead. Most people get more clear on the job, I want to be a lawyer, than they do on how they want to grow and the quality of the life they want to lead. Flip it around. You got to get really clear on the lifestyle. How many hours do you want to work? What do you want to do first thing in the morning? Who do you want to be with? How much time do you want to be able to spend with your kids? Who are your friends? Where do you want to live? Get clear on the quality of life. Get clear on the values you want to have. And the ideal job will follow.
Yeah, but when we realize, our life is ours to choose, essentially. I mean, we if there's something that we want to work to accomplish, there's work involved. There's personal responsibility that we have to take, and we have to actually do that. But it is within our capacity. It is within our ability. And to be able to see that potential that we have as human beings, and to realize that redemptive capacity that exists within each of us is a human characteristic. To realize that not just the flawed, broken aspects of our humanity, but our potential.
Always remind myself, hey, take the responsibility in your hands, take the means in your hands. You are in control of your life. Maybe not fully, because there's always this destiny or divine purpose of us being here, and the karma from past lives and etc. That's another conversation. But what you can control, focus on that. The other things is just, it's in God's hands, and it's in the hands of other people, and how that all interacts. But I believe that when you're training yourself to think good thoughts, and it comes back to you. It's the law of attraction and the law of giving and taking, and it comes back, you become what you think, right? And so there's true power in that.
That is why, if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
What's that quote? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything.
That's it. It's a true statement.
I could work hard at business, but the line between your inputs and your outcomes is so meandering and messy that I can always excuse away good or bad performances as not being on me. And for the most part, I would take responsibility for the bad ones and not take responsibility for the good ones because that's how I'm wired. But I never had something that was linear, or close to linear. I'm like, I put an hour in and I get an hour out, or more than an hour out, and it's direct. And then about 3 years ago, I had this conversation with Dean, my video guy. I was like, I want to turn pro. I read Stephen Pressfield, War of Art, then I read Turning Pro. I want to turn pro with the show. What's that mean? What would it mean if I treated this pursuit like an athlete does? So an athlete, they review game tape and they do mindset work, and they've got a sports psychologist and they look at what they eat and they look at what they drink and they go to bed on time and they're hanging around with people that are growth minded and they're getting the right coaches and all the rest. Everything is done in order to facilitate performance in the thing that they say they care about. But everybody has the opportunity to do that. You just need to define what the thing is. I'm never going to be Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
I no, but I managed to find my thing and then nearly kill myself in dedication toward it.
We do have this idea that we're only as valuable as how we appear or what we do, but not for who we are. And that again goes back to very early days. And I've often talked about something my friend, the great trauma psychologist pioneer Peter Levine, said to me a couple of years ago. And Peter is, I think, a year or two older than I am. He's done an amazing work in the world, one of my mentors. And Peter said, if I ask myself, have I done enough? The answer is very much yes. But if I ask myself the question, am I enough? I still don't know the answer, you know. And in this society, we're very much programmed to identify our value with what we do. And it's very interesting when I talk to people about it, because people will tell me, I'm only as valuable as what I do. And then I ask them this question, do you value me? Talk about myself as a human being. And they say, yeah, of course. I say, okay, what if, God forbid, tomorrow I'd have a stroke and I couldn't speak and I couldn't move and I couldn't give anything to anybody? Would you say to me then, Gabo, you're worthless? And they say, of course not. I said, then why are you saying it to yourself? Why are you saying to yourself that you're only as valuable as what you do? So that there's this inner concept that I'm only as valuable as what I do or how I show up. There's a tremendous lack of self-compassion.